Hi, hello, how are you, Amanda? Seint artist. We're gonna do a Valentine's Day look. We're gonna play with some makeup. I'm gonna do my favorite, and it's down here, and it is my sunset eyes. This is by far everybody's favorite look, I think. Everybody loves doing this. Every time I do people's makeup, they're like, will you do the sunset eyes? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I love doing it. It's so easy, and there's so many different ways of doing it depending on the season. It is an all season look. I think I'm going to be using Havana today. It is a more bright orange tone, but if it's fall, try Leo. Leo is great with it too. Right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to brighten my brow bone. So I'm going to go into Drift and I'm going to pop that right up here. This is a really nice low fleck shimmer, but it just highlights that brow really nicely and it gives it just a little skosh of the illusion of a lift. It's makeup, not magic. It's all an illusion, whatever. I'm going to hide my hooded eyes now, and I'm going to use the sunset method to do it. It's really just keeping everything up here on the top. All right, we're going to go in. We're going to go into Havana, and I'm going to put this really high. This is such a nice bright orange. It's light and subtle. You can punch this up if you want, but you bring this really high up and you're really focusing it on this back half of your upper lid. I'm not bringing it to the inner. We're going to put it back here and it's going to, you see how it just punches up this side and it looks less hooded? That's what we're doing. That's how we hide it, is we just bring this up. Now my hood droops pretty far down. I like a good wing. I can't go nuts because my hood does come down so far and I don't like for my eyeliner to transfer. I don't like for it to if I put my liner on and do a nice wing and then I rest my face, my hood pulls it down and it pulls my whole eye down. And so your liner should be put on the way you want to. Yeah, I get a lot of flack for my tiny wing, but I don't have a lot of real estate in that area to do a bold wing unless it looks like one of those, it looks like a bat wing. And I'm thinking of trying it. I don't know. We're going to see how I feel. I have things going on today and I really don't want to biff it up. So I might just stick to what's safe and try this again. All right. Next, we're going to go into Mija. This is a foundation color. So when you buy this color, I don't get paid anything. This is such a good color, but all proceeds go to families of foster care. And we're going to put this at the base of the brow bone below that Havana color. And that's where you get that sunset look. It gets that orange and that pink together and it's so pretty. I keep it above the crease. I hold my brush pretty much straight up and down and I go very lightly. I put it on the brush and just use the tips of the bristles to push this onto that lower brow bone and let it work with Havana. And it is really pretty. I don't let this go onto my lid at all or into my inner corner. This is a transition color, but it's two because it's a sunset and it's so pretty. I'm going to go into Cocoa next. I'm using the eyeshadow brush. I'm going on the small end and we are going to grab a small mirror where I have one right here. Okay, we're going to grab a little mirror. This is my brow kit. And we are going to press this onto the lash line right here. And then we're going to bring this to the outer part of the eye. Just tap and go as you need. And then we're going to bring this up. And then I'm going to press it into the crease and at the base of that brow bone right here. I don't put a lot onto my lid. I don't want to close my eye up. I want this to be somewhat of a subtle color, but I like my smokiness, so I'm bringing it down and then I'm going to let it meet up right here and then we're just going to press and blend it inward. Just pressing and pushing in. It doesn't take a lot to blend this. It's so good. Look at how pretty that is, okay? We're going to grab a little more of the Cocoa. We're going to do the same thing over here, pressing into that lash line. I go maybe almost halfway across, maybe just the outer quarter. And then again, we come out past the outer corner and we're pushing up on that brow bone. It's like a greater than, less than. And then I raise my brows so I can get into that crease from that fold from my hooded eyes. And then I'm just pressing this in and blending it inward. And I'm really letting that sunset eye shine. But I like the way my eyes look when I have that bit of brown around them. You can use Revival, you can use Cocoa, Philly, Trust, Oak is very pretty. You can put any color with this. Midnight is also a very pretty color. I'm going to take the fluffy end And I'm just going to press this into that cocoa color and blend it out. It's so pretty. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to go into Drift, that color, and I'm going to use my finger. We're just going to pat that into the lid. And it just brightens everything up. It's so very, very, very pretty. I'm pressing that onto the lid. Again, this is a low flex champagne shimmer, and it goes so nicely with oak. I love it. You can do any shimmer you want. You can do Peppa here, Tawanda here. Foxy's really great. Angel's Landing is gorgeous. You can put any shimmer you want on this part. It's entirely up to you. This is just what I'm doing today. I have cookie decorating. I don't want to be all crazy. There's a part of me that wants a red lip. There's a part of me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm that bold. All right, we're going to waterline the top here. Waterlining the top lash line. This just fills in between the lashes. I focus this on the outside and I flick up. Now again, my fold, it comes down lower than my outer corner. And that's why when I do my wing, if I were to focus it into this area, I need to add a little more brown because it's pulling down. Do you see how the brown didn't get pushed up enough right here? And so my fold is pushing it down. That's what I mean when I say wings are hard on hooded eyes. You've really got to let it rest so you can see precisely where it is so you can work with it and not let it work against you. I like bringing it nice and up right here, just like that. Same over here. We want to bring that up, resting that eye. It's just everybody's eye shape is different. Find the way that works for you. It's so much better now. I'm so happy. All right, so I'm water lining right here, and then I'm going to push into the lashes on this outer part and flicking up. I'm going to go into my etch brush. This has been my favorite since it came out. I was so excited. I'm going to go into Salem, which is a black eyeshadow, and we're going to press that in, and we're going to set it, and we're going to work it into that lash. Okay, this is where I get to that place where I'm like, do I try this bat wing way? I don't want to, my computer's on the floor here. I'm trying not to spray my computer while it's uploading. Anyways, I've got a lot going on in this office today. So I've gotten the square end wet, and now I'm going to press this into Salem. I prefer Salem over Black Friday. Black Friday is a cream. It doesn't set, and with my hooded eyes, it will transfer, and then it just gets messy. And I prefer using a setting spray and Salem, or Revival is also very pretty. Cocoa you can do this with. I'm using black, and I'm going to stamp this into my upper lash line right here. And I'm going to work this across, and we're going to keep this nice and thin. What I like about this square brush right here is once you get it wet, it makes it very, very thin, and you have a lot of control with it. So I'm going to get the inner lash line here, and then we're just going to continue to stamp. I'm going a little more than halfway over, but I'm not going to connect it. And then I'm going to bring this straight out for lift. And this is where we get into trouble with my hooded eyes. But I'm going to try this bat wing, I've decided. So you need to keep your eye open. And I'm going to go to the outer corner. I don't go all the way to the corner because, again, it droops. I'm going to go just a 0.5 millimeter above the corner. I'm going to rest my eye, and I'm going to stamp across the crease. Okay? See that? That's the crease. Okay, and so that is such a jump. This is where I struggle with the wing. And so we're just going to fill this in. We're going to meet up towards that wing so that gosh, that's such a jump. That doesn't make me happy. This is where I struggle. That's a big, that's like a Amy Winehouse jump. To be totally honest, this is where I start second guessing myself. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm a makeup hobbyist. And so I'm trying to make my eyeliner work for me, not against me. And I'm just not a big fan of a bold eyeliner. I'm truly allowing somebody to get the best of me. I'm letting a comment get the best. That's so bold. I'm going to go up and meet right here. But this brush, it gives you so much coverage. So we're giving this I'm working with my crease here. This is so hard. And this is where that bat wing effect happens. So we're going to add that wing. This is where I just shouldn't let people bother me. Okay? I hate it. I hate that bat wing. I hate it. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to clean this up. And I'm going to try to make this work for me. Oh, I hate it. It's just too big. That's too big. Okay. This is where I've let somebody, never let somebody get you out of your darn comfort zone. We're taking off that whole upper wing, and I'm going to redo all of my eye makeup right there because I let somebody get the best of me. I let somebody, okay, we're going into Havana. We're going to cover that up with Havana. We're going to go into Mija. We're going to go in and transition that. We're going to go into Oak, and we're going to fix this. Going into Havana, adding that orange in. Don't let somebody get the best of you. This is my comfort zone right here. I took that wing right off, and I'm just going to use this brush to work with the wing I'm used to doing. I let somebody get the best of me. And what it comes down to is do you. Flippin' do you. Do you. Oh, okay, so adding that setting spray to that brush. Do not wipe black on your pants like I almost did. All right, grabbing that black. Always tap off and stamping into your lash line here. And I'm going to go almost all the way across. This is always the hardest eye for me because I'm a righty and this is my left eye. We're just going to stamp it into the lash line. And then we're going to come straight out from the top. And then I'm going to grab a little more. I don't have small eyes, but I do have small eyeliner real estate when it comes to this. So this brush can be your bold eyeliner. This brush can be your small little barely there wing. I think people forget sometimes, and maybe I'm just going off on a tangent, but people forget we just like makeup. And I like showing different ways that work, but I also have to show different ways that work for me. And I could have just tried to been like, look how good that looks and lie. Or I can just say, I have a very small amount of space to allow for a nice wing. Yep, it's barely there, but I barely have space between my eye, my lash line, and my crease, where my skin folds. There's such a small amount of space. And this brush, while it's very wide, it's very thin, and I can bring this down and I can allow for it to be big and I can allow for it to be small. And it's just nice. I'm gonna smoke out my lash line using the shader side of this and just smooth it all out. I don't have as much transfer. I don't have really any transfer on the top part of my lid using setting spray and powder as I do with liquid liner. And I'm going to say maybe I'll do one eye with cream with my hooded eyes. This eye is just not as dark as the other one. Okay. Everybody's different. Everybody's eye shape is different. And I get a lot of people that come to me and they say, I have small eyes. Now, I don't have a lot on. I have a small amount of real estate. But to me, this makes a big difference that makes me happy. And that's what counts. I wish I could change the shape of my eye to show a more bold wing. But I don't have big eyes. I'm waterlining. I didn't do it first, so I'm going to do it now. And I'm just going to take that eye shader with whatever's left and just press that in. I like my makeup this way. Do what you're comfortable with. All right. I'm going to set my makeup. I'm going to use setting spray. I'm going to use Urban Decay. I'm going to spray my face. This makeup's been on for hours without it being set, and it gets greasy. And now I can take this powder and I can go around while it's still damp. And I like to set this before I go and add a bunch of blush. Okay, we're going to do our lips. We're going to do mascara. Let's put on some mascara. Make me feel better. Make me feel better. That was a doozy. I did an eyeliner tutorial yesterday. I think it was. And the first comment I got, not one of the first, and it's honestly like I got other comments. Wow, I can barely see it. To each their own. It is 100%, and I don't know why it stung so much, but putting myself out here for me, even after doing this for 2 years, this is hard. This is a lot. I'm not a 20-year-old. I'm not a teenager. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 3 kids, and this is something I do for me. This is something that brings me joy, and it never feels good when somebody comes in with something. And I've had a lot of somethings. I don't think I came on. This is so silly. I can't believe I'm talking about this. This is silly. But I'm putting mascara on. We got to kill some time anyways. Nobody gets on here and does their best wanting to hear something. I don't think it was constructive is basically what I'm saying. Like, leave a comment, be constructive, and be kind. It's okay. I can take that. But I can barely see my lash line because of my hooded eyes. That's just how it is. And I can walk around looking super surprised all the time, but that's just the shape of my eyes, and they're getting mature. I'm 43 years old, and so my lids aren't what they were. Just like that person's won't be what they are when they're older. And that's okay. And maybe they can use this video then. This video won't be there then. But it did give me perspective on things to try. And I did. And while when I rest my face and my eyes do their crease and they hood, it doesn't look like it'd be that big. But then when I did the stamp, you can see there's a lot of space between the two. And trying to figure out how to make something like that work, it was just too much. I don't do bold makeup. If you're looking for bold makeup, I'm not the account for it. I like something that's easy and simple for every day. And that's who I am. I'm an everyday makeup. Yes, that's where I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stop there. All right, we're going to do our lips because they're killing me. And I'm going to go into a contour. This is Indigo. I've been using it as a liner lately, and I love it. But for Valentine's Day, we're going to go back to my OG, not my OG. Indigo's my OG. We're going to go back to Renaissance because it's Valentine's Day, and I love the red undertone in Renaissance. And so I'm going to grab Indigo as my contour. We're going to grab a bit of brightening. And we are going to do this. We're going to do this. Okay, grabbing a multitasker brush. Why didn't I grab it ahead of time? Right here. And I'm going to go into Renaissance. It's such a beautiful burgundy color. I love MAC Half Red. I like pencils because they're dense. And as I mature, I get lines. And using something dense keeps it from bleeding out. And we're not going to line all the way to the corner. We're going to do the inner lip line going out. I don't have fillers in my lips. We have just nice natural lips. And now we're coming down and around. Renaissance goes with everything. I feel like Renaissance is like a cousin to Indigo. There's just a bit of redness to it. I like a bold lip line. I think it helps your lips look bigger. And I'll do what I can without having to stick a needle in them. I've been tempted. I'm not going to lie. My husband's super against it. Okay. We are going to blend this in. This is why I don't like keeping Salem in my palette. Do not. I have black now on my lip. My gosh. So we're going to just get rid of it. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Gonna just wipe this in, blend this out, and I'm gonna go in with a pink using that same multitasker brush. I'm going into Pink Lemonade. These two are new and here forever. They were limited editions and now they're not. So Pink Lemonade, it's such a pretty Barbie doll pink, and it goes really, really well with Renaissance. It is a satin, so it does look a bit drying on the lips, and so we're going to go over it with balm. I love the balm. I use it under my... I like when something does more than one thing. And balm is great for your lips to hydrate them. I like it more than the lip conditioners. And they have a peach scent, which smells so good. And then they have unscented if scents bother you. Okay. We've put this pink on. I want it more, so I'm going to use my finger. I have a pink shirt, so we want some pink. All right. That's what I want. It looks funky because I don't have my balm. I keep my balm up here because I use it under my eyes. I'm just going to grab a little bit of balm here, and then we're going to blend this together with the balm. Let the balm work with the texture of your lips. There you go. This is a good everyday going to work lip color or look all together, lip color, whatever. Grab that pink and wear it and love it. I'm just getting this all blended together. And then we're going to do our cheeks. I miss Dahlia. I kind of want to grab it. So I'm gonna. Dahlia is, I like it for summer when I have a little more color, but I put rosewood on. So I think I can use it. We'll see. Where are you, Dahlia? It's so punchy and oh God, I love this. Look at how pretty that is. And I'm just going to add a little bit to my cheeks. So we're just taking this blush and bronzer. We're going to add just a bit. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to go right here on the tops. And it's just going to, oh, I love that. I do. Going up on this upper part of my cheek. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of Frenchie. Frenchie is so great for helping with scarring pulling through, and I have a hard time using my bright pinks with my scarring. But pink, it just bounces those cheeks out and looks so pretty. I'm having a really hard time. I got to touch up my under eyes because of that weird wing. I'm going to grab my blend brush. I'm going to go into White Peach, and we're just going to clean up the under eye right here. And then we're going to bring this down and around and up and just clean it up. Ugh, I really like this stuff. That's what's nice about creams is they're so forgiving and they work so well with different things. I couldn't do this with a concealer. It would be just too much product, but the pigmentation it's just so good. So I'm just grabbing and cleaning up right here. And we're going to bring that in and around. I'm going to use this fluffy brush and I'm just going to add touches of pop and brightness to my inner corner here. I don't like adding shimmers to this area because it heavily textures and can look gunky quickly. Look at how pretty that is. That little tiny, barely there wing packs a punch. It packs a punch, but I don't want my hood to push it down. So I have to stay in that very tiny real estate. That's my face. And I'm able to do the things I like and want out of my makeup. And I let my, and I work with what was given to me. I'm working with what's given to me. We're going to just add that pink. This is just such a pretty look. I want to punch up my brown. When I look in the mirror, I'm like, I need more brown. Sorry, I do. And I'm going to use the fluffy end. I'm going to go into that cocoa just a bit. We're just going to add it right onto that inner part right here. I love the way Mihawk can just jump right off the face. It's so pretty. This is a Valentine's Day look. I'm sorry. Go get yourself Havana. go get yourself Miha. Those are the two additions that I would take away from this. If you need a pink grapefruit, baby watermelon, pink lemonade, dahlia, saffron, sangria, all those colors are beautiful for the cheeks. If you have rosacea, if you have scarring, go grab Frenchie. It's great to work on the apples to help combat it and still be able to have that beautiful punch that you want. That's it. Use your contour if you want a good dark lip liner, and then pop in some pink, and it gives this dimension and fullness that make your lips look bigger than they are without paying a lot of money for injections. But it's up to you. It's your face. Do what you want with it. Do what you want with it. Don't let anybody tell you what you should do, because I just did that and it did not work out well for me. Have a good day.